Experience with loss. Your brother and all.
What about your family? Amy?
Managed to get them to the funeral home before it closed its doors, and there they sit. Doubt they'll ever be buried.
No, someone will come back and bury them when this disease has burned itself out.
Who?
I don't know, someone in authority.
Granny. 5 will get you 10. It was the people in authority who did this. Some government scientist said, "Look what I made." Kills almost everybody, isn't it great? Probably got a medal and a raise. And then somebody spilled it.
What are you talking about?
What planet have you been living on? It was all over the internet before they shut it down.
I've been kind of busy.
Government conspiracies that actually turned out to be true. Warning, some of these will make you doubt your government. The first theory that was proven to be true is that the CIA created a heart attack gun. The theory states that the CIA built a secret weapon in the 60s and 70s that could cause a fatal heart attack. The weapon shot a small dart that left nothing behind except for a small red dot on the skin. The target would only feel a small prick, kind of like a bug bite, but would be poisoned. Poison would also not be detected in an autopsy. The next one is actually crazy. In fact, my mom couldn't even believe this one. Another theory proven to be accurate includes the government poisoning alcohol. When the government banned alcohol in 1920, bootleggers would steal industrial alcohol used in paints, fuels, and solvents, and medical supplies and re-distill it for sale. In an attempt to stop people from drinking alcohol, the government changed the formulas of industrial alcohol to make it completely undrinkable. More than 10,000 individuals died because of this. Comment below for part 2.
Dark secrets you didn't know about your favorite companies. John Harvey Kellogg, or Dr. John Harvey Kellogg, creator of Kellogg's, ran a sanitarium where he conducted gross experiments on children, including circumcisions done without anesthetic, tying boys' foreskins shut, and throwing acids on women's genitalia, all in an effort to stop sexual urges and masturbation. Cornflakes were actually invented as a snack that was so bland it could stop sexual urges. Between the 1940s and 50s, Quaker Oats conducted an experiment using students at Fenard State School. They fed these students radioactive contaminated oats without their consent, of course. And while no one died from this, it's still sick that they used these 7- and 8-year-olds for test subjects without their consent. In 1993, Jack in the Box experienced an E. coli outbreak due to contaminated patties. It killed 4 people and left another 732 sick. It had people scared to eat Jack in the Box for years.
What if I told you that every day UFO fleets can fly over your head without you even noticing? Here I was taking a video of an airplane flying through the sky, and look at all these UFOs, all these white specks you see flying through there. I slowed it down, and every craft looked the same. They were these, they almost look like ice cream sandwiches with like a figure standing in the middle. Check out my other content. I show some close-ups of them, but I'll show even more close-ups. So once again, just, film the sky, film a plane, and watch playback. You'll see like fleets of UFOs fly by. They don't want you to know this.
The most mythical place is a place called Agartha. It's a city that supposedly resides in the Earth's core. So this also confirms that the Earth is hollow. And apparently there's tons of entrances all around the world. Theory goes there was once a man named William Emerson who sailed through an entrance to the Earth's interior at the North Pole. For 2 years he lived here, and it was said to be the original Garden of Eden. It's believed that this species came from another planet in our solar system. And after a time of living on the surface, they realized that the sun aged them prematurely, and that caused them to live underground. There's been lots of evidence of this inner civilization. It's believed that the pharaohs of Egypt even communicated with this underworld. Mathematicians have concluded that the Earth is hollow and it contained a central sun. The ESSA posted this picture with this gaping hole to where the poles should have been. Even the northern lights are speculated to be caused by this inner sun.
Okay guys, hear me out. I have a theory. So I worked in the tanning industry for about 4 or 5 years. I'm also a personal trainer and I understand health very, very well. I've been a personal trainer for 8, 9 years now. And so I just want to throw this out there. So the sun is extremely healthy for the body. It aids in a lot of things. It has a lot of health benefits. And they are having this push to stay out of the sun. You don't want to be in the sun because of skin cancer or whatever. It's this huge thing. What if that's also not true? And hear me out here. They have done everything to make you feel fat, lazy, depressed, relying on medication for stuff like anxiety and stuff like that. They've done everything in their power to do that. What if the sun is another thing, another God-given thing, a thing God put on this earth? Like, they've already suppressed your immune systems that God gave you. Now they're trying to suppress the advantage of the sun, the advantage of the animals and the food he puts on this earth for us. What if the sun is just one more thing they're trying to suppress?
Right after we played the audio from David's portal audio, and that frequency played for a number of minutes, my map on my GPS went from the regular color of traffic congestion to red, which means traffic jam. But there's no traffic jam clearly, and it's been like that for miles now.
That's crazy.
And that's never ever happened before. I've never seen that before. Now traffic is stopped to a standstill, and my phone switched to all clear.
That's
like the
so
exact
weird.
opposite of it.
And this is the high strangeness that happens on these adventures. Yeah.
Yeah, you could see it's like,
Yeah, like there's traffic now. Why is it not red?
yeah. And it was wide open for 10 miles and it showed all red.
So
The truth about Will Smith. First things first, let's see how he got into the movie industry. This was his first major film, 6 Degrees, where he played a homosexual man trying to hide it from his parents. Basically, that was a homosexual ritual. And since this movie, his career has been up only. Will Smith also sacrificed both of his kids for more fame. When I say sacrifice, I do not mean murdered. He's making them go through rituals, and I'm going to show you how.
He tried to kiss me in the
Have you ever kissed your son on Thai television before? You're not looking kiss my son.
Can you kiss your Thai on Thai television?
I can kiss my son. Yes, Jaden, come on.
Will Smith did a different type of ritual. To explain it quickly, he's turning his girl into a boy and turning his son into a girl. This is all right in front of the world too. This is why he's getting more famous. Part 2.
Just recording some pretty little houses. Whoa, did you see that? That was lightning. Oh wait, no, it was a freaking portal.
Are religious fundamentalists, religious fanatics, and this is the expression, RT-PCR, real-time PCR expression of the VMAT2 gene. So our hypothesis is that these are fanatical people, that they have overexpression of the VMAT2 gene, and that by vaccinating them against this, we'll eliminate this behavior. Part of the brain that's associated with theory of mind. It's a part of the brain that has to do with intents and beliefs and desires. In contrast, in marked contrast, here's an individual who would not particularly self-describe as religious. And when they're read a religious text, what you see is that this part of the brain called the anterior insula lights up. This is a part of the brain that's associated with disgust or displeasure on hearing.
Oh no. I'm not one to shrink from a challenge, so here's the conspiracy theory iceberg. As you can see, it is massive, it's huge, it's gonna take forever, and I'm gonna do it. For those of you who have no idea what this is, basically you start up here with conspiracy theories that are very well known, very well documented, and then you get further and further down into the insane stuff. You're gonna wanna stay tuned here because some of this stuff is bananas. Cracking right on, I'm gonna try to go through tier 1 as fast as I can just because a lot of them are well documented and the good stuff comes later. You all know what this is. It's the idea that certain news outlets are willingly putting out incorrect information in order to slander a party or a specific person. Cryptozoology creatures is an umbrella that encapsulates a lot of stuff like Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, Yeti, just creatures that are myths and not proven to be real. In Big Pharma is the idea that pharmacy companies are withholding vaccines and materials in order to make more money off their patients.
It's a fun rabbit hole to go down, you guys. So, everybody's heard about the new Delta variant of COVID. Josh and I talked about this on the Red Pill podcast last night. But what's the symbol for Delta? If you were in a sorority or a fraternity, you guys probably know this. It's a triangle. Interesting. Remember when the FBI released this document? Remember when everybody has said that symbolism will be the downfall? Just think about how many conspiracies have come true. Have a good day.
If your plane is about to crash,
Facts about mermaids that you might or might not know about. Okay, so first thing is all mermaids have powers. Most of their powers are based on the elements, like the ability to control water with their hands or minds, the ability to boil it, cool it down, freeze it, and other things that's related to weather. They can control that as well. Another thing is mermen do exist, but mermen are way less confident than mermaids. It is very rare to spot a merman because they really don't come to shore like that because they are very shy creatures. And the next thing is all mermaids have beautiful voices and they can lure people with their voices. They can make people forget about things, like erase their memory with their voices. And then, of course, they can just, make you do things with their voice, like pretty much hypnotize you with their voice because it is so beautiful.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
I would have to go with I could tell you a lot, but the most fascinating one would be the story of the Titanic. So did you know that there were 3 of the wealthiest men that sank down with the Titanic? Last names were Guggenheim, Strauss, and Astor, A-S-T-O-R. And they were opposed to the Federal Reserve, the place that prints your money and it's on the back of all your dollar bills. They were opposed to the Federal Reserve and didn't want to allow it to happen because that would make America a corporation and basically the Illuminati runs the banks. Well, J.P. Morgan funded basically the build of the Titanic and then backed out last minute. No Rockefellers or Rothschilds that were trying to start the Federal Reserve were on there, but the 3 wealthiest men opposed to it went down with the ship. Coincidence?
What's a conspiracy theory that absolutely blows your mind?
Okay, so I had to do another one of these for this one. The conspiracy theory is that we're all actually dead. Yeah. If you've heard the Mandela effect, there is a theory out there that goes like this. In 2012, the Mayan calendar was true and the world actually came to an end. We all died. What ended up happening, supposedly, is that the scientists knew this was going to happen, so they used CERN, that giant hadron collider in Europe, to fuck around with the space-time continuum to the degree that we, even though we died in real reality, were drawn into this alternate universe, which is why some of us remember things differently than they actually were in the original reality we died in.
Man, I'm telling you guys, movies are all based off something real. Outlander fans, this one is for you. If you haven't seen it, I'll give you the rundown. This girl goes on vacation to Scotland with her husband. She visits this stone circle in the Isle of Lewis. She sees a flower right here that she wants to pick, but when she touched this big stone, she accidentally time traveled back 200 years. These stone circles exist all over the world. This one is in Mpumalanga, South Africa, also known as Adam's Calendar. When people are in these stone circles, they lose their sense of time. Shamans have been using these stone circles to time travel by astral projection. There are theories that claim that the strong acoustics in the stones cause a tear in time, allowing for physical time travel. There was 2 men who worked at a military base outside of Stonehenge. They went to the stones to drink a couple beers and hang out for a couple of hours, and they saw this amber light go through the sky really fast. When they wanted to call it a night and left, they were arrested for being gone without leave for 2 days, and they had only been gone for a couple of hours. I have so many more stories like this.
mind control slaves were permitted any drug except marijuana. Why? The effects of marijuana on the brain are not conducive to mind control.
It doesn't mean you can't be traumatized and put under mind control. It just means it screws up the programming.
Because it actually opens neuron pathways in the brain. It expands thought. I'm not going to stand here and speak pro-marijuana because...
No, because somebody be putting it in my car and popping me for it.
But I am anti-marijuana because we see all these ads on TV and everything, and even Dole and Clinton in their campaigns are saying, what's it, Dole said, guns, violence, and marijuana, you know, as if it's so violent, because it is not conducive to mind control. They want it off the streets more than they want their drugs, like cocaine, off the street. Marijuana is especially targeted. I don't promote the use of marijuana as a Band-Aid for mind control because, again, knowledge is our only defense against it.
Alright, so here's another creepy fact you probably didn't know about. If you go to your general and settings, then illegal and regulatory, then you're going to want to open RF exposure, which is radio frequencies. Basically radiation that your phone is emitting, and it's warning you about it. Basically says wear headphones if needed, and keep your phone at least 5 millimeters away from your body at all times. Mind you, radiation exposure can cause things like diarrhea, vomiting, headaches, fever, dizziness, hair loss, and more. This was a study done of a man who spent 15 minutes on his phone. This is before and after the 15 minutes on his phone. So just keep this in mind if you're one of those people who falls asleep with their phones right by their head or even under their pillow. Make sure you follow, like, and share for more creepy facts.
Alright, see this video right here? Tried to post it about 20 times today, part 2. They won't let me post it. All my videos are getting taken down. All of them. I made a backup account. Y'all need to follow me on there because I'm about to get banned. I bet you. Look. They don't like the truth. They censor it. Y'all follow me.
You spiritually need to see this. So I'm sure y'all know about the Godzilla vs. Kong movie and the new Space Jam movie with LeBron James that's about to come out. In LeBron James' Instagram post, he said, "What in the Matrix?" And right when I read that, I got to thinking. We got 2 back-to-back movies that's opening up about conspiracy theories. And I know for a fact that the spiritual community is thinking that we're making progress. And indeed we are. But there's a kick to it. The more and more people start to wake up and the more and more we start to move into this new age stuff, they are going to start profiting off of conspiracy theories and the spiritual stuff. I hope y'all know that. Hence, LeBron James also talking about the Matrix. I want y'all to keep in mind that this mass awakening is very, very real. And we are moving towards a new world order. And with this new world order, things will change drastically. I want y'all to keep in mind that these aren't even conspiracy theories that they're about to profit off of. This is the truth, and they're going to put it in the form of a joke. Or a movie, so you think it's just a movie. Y'all start being aware. They're going to start coming out about this a lot more, y'all.
It's a sweet trip to the candy shop where bonbons play on the sunny beach of Peppermint Bay. Let's hope Osama bin Laden doesn't know show tunes.
What?
God, I hope I get it. I hope I get it. How many people does he need? How many boys? How many girls? Wait here at the gate. I gotta run a quick errand.
The fuck?